Hello everybody, video here for you today. This is the No Cap recap of Lost U-Boats of World War II, Season 1, Episode 4, called Treasure Island. Aired March 19, 2024. If you missed any of my recaps of the Curse of Oak Island and companion show episodes, there's a link to the playlist in the upper right. Let's get into it. In 1981, Daryl Miklos and his father came into possession of classified blueprints of modified Nazi U-boats with the torpedoes removed, allegedly altered in order to move out of Germany some of the billions of gold, works of art, and priceless artifacts looted by Hitler during World War II. Daryl's father, Roger, who found millions of dollars worth of coins and other artifacts in the ocean, searched for the U-boats until the day he died. Daryl has since been given this chart with 7 possible U-boat locations near the Dominican Republic, drawn by a U.S. Navy pilot in 1948. Daryl, Steve, and Garth meet at their base camp in the port city of Monte Cristi in the Dominican Republic. The weather is getting progressively worse as time goes on, and there are still 6 chart targets with high magnetometer readings that have not been crossed off. At Target 2, they found this sunken merchant vessel with catastrophic damage, and that's the only reading that is fully explained. At Target 3, just 3 days ago, they found a 25-foot really thick chain attached to this coupling device for towing things behind aquatic vessels, including submarines. It alone would not account for the high reading there, so they decide to revisit that area. Later that night, the skies are clear, so they decide to do a night dive. Because night dives are more dangerous, they also have safety diver Lola Mills monitoring Daryl and Steve from the boat. At the start of the dive, she holds lights aimed toward the water to illuminate the surface so that both men can safely get into the water. Since they have already explored some of the area, they drop a buoy line down at the center of the unexplored part. Once on the bottom, they look in all directions and don't see anything. The visibility seems okay, but they are limited by what their flashlights and headlamps can illuminate. They begin looking for fish, as they often will swim in large numbers around wrecks. They decide to stay together rather than split up. Daryl and Steve soon spot this wreck. It's not a U-boat, but would definitely account for the large magnetometer hit, so they can cross Target 3 off. It is another merchant ship that got blown up. With clear weather, presumably the next morning, the team visits Target 5, 12 miles from Monte Cristi for the first time. It is the furthest west target, and Daryl finds it interesting because it's near these Ks. That's K, C-A-Y, and means low banks or reefs. The narrator says that a U-boat could be in pieces and still produce a large magnetometer hit. Once in the water, Daryl decides to check all the mounds inside the crevices with a metal detector. They get no metal detector hits. But Steve finds this life vest in one of the crevices. Garth says based on the stitching, it's consistent with World War II, but nothing to suggest it's from a U-boat specifically. Daryl and Steve get back in the water and soon get a hit, which ends up being this item. Then they decide to end the dive because the visibility is much poorer now. I think it's part of the life vest, and Garth has no idea, but says Bill Palmer would know. Bill, who has logged thousands of hours diving on U-boat wrecks, says he thinks it's an inflation device. He has seen similar on U-boat one-man life rafts. They had one for every member of the crew. Bill also says the only reason they would leave the U-boat using the rafts would be if it had a mechanical problem, if it were sinking, or if they were ordered to scuttle it. Scuttling or intentionally sinking was a common practice by the Nazis in World War II so that the Allies would not get the vessels or cargo. After the surrender in May 1945, the Grand Admiral of the Nazi U-boat fleet ordered the scuttling of an estimated 195 U-boats. Garth says, if you're scuttling the U-boat, you're not going home. Thousands of Nazis fled to neutral countries and live under assumed identities, most notably Adolf Eichmann, who was captured by Israel's intelligence agency, the Mossad, and Joseph Mengele, who died in a drowning accident off the Brazilian coast in 1979. Bill suggests that Garth investigate the K near Target 5 where they found the life raft valve. The team decides that Garth will do that while Daryl and Steve dive there where they couldn't before because of the reefs. They take a small dinghy to the island since the regular boat would be damaged by the many reefs in the area. Daryl and Steve will swim from there to the target area. Daryl tells Garth they will be exploring the area just beyond the reef where the magnetometer detected something. They have to swim past an acre of coral to get there. After 20 minutes, Garth gets a metal detector hit and finds this square nail, probably from a ship, too old for World War II, probably Spanish colonial. Strong winds have caused big waves, making it too dangerous to continue the dive, so Daryl and Steve return to the Island K. After finding a modern vodka bottle, Garth also ends his search until the next day. The following day, the team resumes the searches, with Daryl and Steve swimming from the dinghy instead of the shore. Garth finds lots of modern cans and such at a campsite that could have been used for hundreds of years. He eventually finds this confirmed metal cross that is sharpened at the bottom and has a dent in it as well as incrustation. It was about 4 to 6 inches under the sand. He does not speculate on the type of metal. Garth hopes it's a personal item and has someone's name on it that they can research. He also finds what he calls some kind of hand tool that has been there hundreds of years since it was approximately 6 to 8 inches down in darker, harder sand. Again, he does not speculate on the type of metal. Daryl and Steve get to the target area and soon see this, and the episode ends. Next time on an all-new The Lost U-Boats of World War II Season 1 Episode 5, just like last week mistakenly listed as Episode 4 on this synopsis on the History Channel website, I'm available for proofreading and such. History Channel, called Battle Ballistics. Treasure hunter Daryl Miklos and his team make a discovery far older than they expected. Later, new evidence emerges suggesting that the team may have uncovered a long-lost battle at Target 4. I'll continue recapping Season 1 of The Lost U-Boats of World War II, as well as Season 11 of The Curse of Oak Island late Tuesday nights with retro Oak Island recaps of Seasons 6 through 8 as I have time. Seasons 1 through 5, 9, 10, and the aired Season 11 episodes are already done or are in the Oak Island playlist link in the upper right. Please subscribe, like, and comment. Thank you so much for watching.